The project is an approach to the revitalization of the difficult area of the former Jewish cemetery. The narrative takes place in a small town where the terrain is taboo. The Jewish cemetery in Sokolow Malopolski were founded in the 17th century and was a prominent point on the map of the city. However, due to the war and socialist rule, the area was degraded to a warehouse function. Currently, construction materials, coal and scrap are stored there. The memory of the sacred place is outlined only by a small ohel with plaques commemorating the Zadikis. However, the kibbutz conceals another function that desecrates the place even more: truck scale. The project assumes the introduction of a completely new function on the area of the entire plot. The designed cubicures are located in the place of the existing ones, in order to disturb the sacred area as little as possible. As a result, a wooden pavilion, a new volume of the ohel, an underground passage, and a garden of memory were created. The unit will become an institution that will research the history of places associated with the Judaic religion. At the same time, it will pass it on to the local population, thanks to the space allocated for individual study, reading room, permanent exhibition, and larger gatherings, lecture hall, squares, garden. The Jewish Culture Center will become a link between history and the present. However, the most important moment in the entire premise is ohel, which has undergone a complete metamorphosis. Its interior has become a treasure that needs to be protected and cared for. Only the followers of Judaism have access to it. The road they have to travel is mysterious and leads to a state of concentration and prayer. In the middle of the ohel is an illuminated marble slab commemorating the great Tzaddikim. The names of the Jews who were buried in this cemetery were engraved in the concrete on the walls. The garden is also a reference to the history of the place. On the modular grid, the greenery was divided in such a way that it resembles cemetery quarters. This procedure is to remind us, in an obvious way, what has really been happening in this area since the 17th century. The design in every aspect is saturated with symbolism that can be interpreted in many ways. It also discusses the topic of how local design affects the change of attitudes of a given community and what opportunities it gives them for the direction of development.